Hey there, beautiful. My name is Melissa and also known as the Taropist, and I am going to be your tarot card reader. Guys, we are going to do just a general collective whatever comes out reading. And for those of you who are not interested in the little introduction here, I wanted to let you know that there will be a timestamp in the pinned comment below. You can jump right ahead to the beginning of the reading. For those of you who are interested in knowing more about me, again, I am the Taropist. And anything that you would really need to know about myself or my channel, you can find either in the channel description, the description box below, or the community tab. As well, you can check out my website, which is www.thetaropist.com. You'll notice that I do have the Zoom and FaceTime readings closed for the moment, and those will be closed for the remainder of the summer months. However, I did decide to keep the pre-recorded and email readings available. So those will still be available. If you do choose a pre-recorded or email reading, in the description box below, by the way, is where all of the lists of those prices and things are. You would just pay to the PayPal or Cash App that's listed below and then send the receipt of payment along with your questions to the email listed below. Okay. The reading will be to you within 48 hours of the receipt of payment. And if for any reason I'm running behind it all at that time, I would certainly just give you the opportunity to either back out and get a full refund or to wait a little while longer. Okay. But almost never have I had to do that. So almost always I can get those readings to you within 48 hours. Okay. Had ever had to wait a little longer, it's usually one extra day. Okay. And then we are going to guys, this isn't going to resonate for everyone. I don't know, by the way, if I said this already, but if you're not interested in a personal reading, but you'd like me to pick up on your personal energy and the collective readings more powerfully, you should and could engage with the channel in some or any way, always, if you want to. But some easy ways that you can do that are by liking and commenting on any of the videos or the community tab posts, as well as sharing any of that content if you think it could be helpful for others as well. And I think my personal favorite, and I think the most powerful way for us to exchange energy or for you to transfer your energy here into my channel is by hitting that little subscribe button below. If you are going to hit that subscribe button, guys, and you would like to be notified when I do upload or go live, go ahead and click that little bell notification icon to all. I think that's it, guys. Let's get into the reading here. We're going to start with these. I decided just this moment, energy oracle cards, just to see what collective message we have. Please go ahead and take this moment to take some deep breaths in and that in your nose and out your mouth. And I don't know why I always feel like giving instructions on that, but trying to get you into a more of a meditative state, and of course, trying to send whatever intentions you might have for this reading out into the universe so that I may pick up on them more vividly. Ooh. Attachment. The world. We're going to get one more. There's like a cycle here, by the way, and a cycle, I want to say, that needs to end. And it has to do with learning how to detach from things, not remaining attached to outcomes. It's like when you're a third dimensional person and working from a very egotistical or third dimensional space, which doesn't, it feels like you're not that person, right? Or maybe you have survived that way in the past, but you're kind of being awakened and asked to follow a more temple path, which we haven't gotten that card or anything yet. But what it feels like is you're kind of used to, okay, there's a victory here, by the way, for you. So it's like saying, by the way to end this cycle or this period of time in your life, where I don't think you haven't been successful, by the way. There's something here. I'm just want a woman holding a coin. Ooh, because I feel like you've been successful maybe financially, and now you're being asked to or being guided to do things from a more spiritual space and detaching from the outcome. It's like something that you're pursuing now. By the way, I think you're still doing whatever it is you do for money. So I just think that you're not used to not being extremely successful. So you are feeling attached to an outcome here. It's like you think you're going after something for the outcome, right? For the success of it, to become a well known, whatever it is, or to become a very successful and renowned, I'm getting whatever it is that you're pursuing here spiritually. And the actual reason that you're doing this spiritual, it's a spiritual boot camp is the energy that I'm getting here. Whatever this is, you think you're doing it for productivity or to become to have a large following or to become popular, to become successful in something. And it's like the success is actually the lessons that you're learning about yourself and about the world and about life in general by way of doing whatever it is you're doing. That doesn't mean I want to say I don't think it's not going to be successful, but it's like the more you're going after it for the with the intention of being successful, the less successful it will be. I hope that makes sense for you because I guess I got a little lost in that message. But the star card on the bottom, so maybe something is going to be very successful, but not while you're trying to succeed at it. And I hope that makes sense. Three of Swords. Okay. So the Three of Swords is about something that is very painful. It's like a mental pain, by the way. It's like, it's, how do I say, mental anguish is the energy that's coming through here. It's actually like showing me an ego death. And I don't know if you're a masculine or a feminine, but it's showing me a masculine energy, naked and kind of arms stretched wide open, chest to the sky and screaming in pain, trying to let the ego that they've had built to protect them, trying to let it die. Okay. Oh, sorry. God darn, I just hit you right in the fucking face there. Sorry about that. Oh, and again, by the way, this you don't have to be a masculine for this. This ego is our masculine energy. And when we've had to have a tough shell or we've had to protect ourselves, literally life and death in our childhoods or things like that. And men in general, even if they haven't lived a life or death, like even if they haven't had traditional childhood trauma, there is a lot of masculine trauma that our masculines have had to endure when they were not allowed to feel emotions and things like that because that's not what boys do. So, whatever this is, it's either a feminine that experienced a lot of childhood trauma where you had to protect yourself, literally life or death type of a situation in your years when all you should have been thinking about is being a kid and enjoying life. You had to try to like strategize to stay alive, or a masculine who was never allowed to feel emotion here. There's some sort of ego death happening for softening the whatever this is, kind of opening your heart chakra and asking you to really soften and let this egotistical need to protect yourself die. And easier said than done. This is something that isn't, like I said, easier said than done. So this Knight of Coins and then the Hoofda. It's like this isn't this is a journey. Okay, I want to say this is a journey, and this is about kind of I'm watching you now battle your head and your heart battling for the spotlight. And I think that the when we truly find success in this lifetime, it's when those two energies no longer have to duel; they can just collaborate and work together for the same goal or for the betterment of your life, the best interest of your best. I can't get this message out. Ugh. Okay. Um, I want to say here that they're wanting you to stay convicted in what it is that you are preaching or teaching or practicing here. Practice what you preach is actually coming through as well. But they're saying that they want you to continuously, first of all, I think that we should always be open to changing our minds when we receive new information about a situation. Okay. So they want you to be open to that. But there is something about sticking to um, what your heart knows is true. Okay. And I don't know what that could mean for each of you. That could mean something different. Sticking to what your heart knows is true, but using your intellect or your intellectual abilities to kind of carry it out. I don't know what this is because then there's this some like this successful conclusion here. Um, that's going to bring you into a new opportunity for something that you are truly passionate about, but it's almost like whatever it is you're doing now isn't the real thing, I want to say. So maybe you're pursuing something online or wherever it is, maybe you're doing a creative project or a purpose, fulfilling your purpose in some way or you think you are. And you are, by the way, but the purpose isn't necessarily what you think is your purpose at this moment. That doesn't mean it's not going to be your purpose then, but sometimes we have different little purposes we're fulfilling. Like one of them is just to find yourself, right? I feel like something here was lost in you, probably because of whatever trauma you endured. So then you had to have this kind of like hard shell that wasn't really the truest part of you or the truest version of you. And you're going through a bit of an ego death here, and learning how to let go of the idea or the like detach from the outcome of things, because whatever it is you're pursuing now, the purpose isn't actually the purpose you think it is. The purpose is to find yourself and heal yourself and let this ego die a little bit so that when you do step into your true purpose, you won't be doing it from an egotistical, fearful, protected space. And by protected, I don't mean divinely protected. I mean guarded and um, unhealthily attached to. Um, I'm getting just protecting yourself from things that maybe you had to protect yourself from in the past, but won't be beneficial for you here. In I'm getting like in survival mode, the things that protected you or helped you in survival mode are not going to help you in when you're thriving. Again, I feel like there's some sort of opportunity coming here for you to start a new passionate project, but they're asking you to heal whatever this is. And it's saying like, again, like go after what your heart wants with the wisdom or the intellect of your mind. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to get some moonology cards here. But it's also saying your victory is going to come by way of not needing this to be successful in the way that you think you want it to be successful. Okay. And this means like maybe you're hoping to have a really large following or a really high view count or whatever it is, and that's coming, by the way, in a different. So it's like it keeps showing me like that where you're at now is specifically for evolution, and where you're going to be is then going to be your true purpose here that you haven't even actually stumbled upon yet because you haven't done the healing or evolving that's needed to do whatever that is. It's going to click once you've kind of passed that level. I hope that makes sense. You and your loved ones are safe. Hmm. Okay, so that protection I was talking about, and this like really is reiterating that you feel the need to kind of be in that like fight or flight, life or death protection, protective mode, and it's asking you to put your guard down. That doesn't mean don't have boundaries, baby, because there is a difference between the two. Where I think you might be fighting away all people instead of just learning how to discern who is. This is what it's saying is like the healing that's taking place in whatever it is you're pursuing now is actually creating a space for you to heal internally, and that internal healing is what's going to cause you to be able to discern better what is and isn't needing your boundaries. Everything needs your boundaries. It's going to help you discern the difference between boundaries and an unhealthy guard. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Something about the energy is gaining momentum here. And again, whatever you're pouring into, whatever it is you're pouring into, it's not for naught. It is genuinely to evolve you, to get you ready for whatever this huge, successful, victorious, and financially very successful. And then we got the garden and the gate. Um, Something is going to be very lucrative on top of whatever. On top of, I do believe that you're going to have a lot of a big following. It's going to be what you're actually purposefully driven to do, not what you feel like you should do, because from an egotistical standpoint, by the way. So breaking down this ego here and this going through this ego death and then healing anything that caused you to feel the need to guard yourself so heavily in the past. Again, I do think that guard was needed, and I think you did have to protect yourself heavily in your childhood. So, which you should never have had to do, by the way. So now it's like learning how to regulate your nervous system and your emotions and all of this, and then on top of that, feeling called to help the world do the same because you don't want anybody to be stuck unaware of how to handle all of this like you were. You're almost there, by the way. They're saying like this journey you've been on, it's been long, it's been painful, excruciating, and you've continued to show up daily for yourself, even if you didn't show up doing whatever it is you do. It's saying like, but this, you keep waiting for this thing to be successful, but as soon as you realize what your true purpose really is, means you've healed enough to like discern wisely or discern what is and isn't for you, and then you'll be able to see clearly the purpose kind of like, I want to say, presented to you by the divine, which will bring a bunch of opportunities in for you to do what you're passionately called to. I hope that makes sense for you because I feel like I just want to keep saying you're almost there. But there's something about letting go. There's like almost like until you release the need for this thing to become successful on a external level, it can't truly become successful on the internal level that it was meant to be successful in, and that's literally all whatever you're doing now was meant to be is internal growth or evolution, the evolution of you, and then whatever's coming after the evolution of you and you being able to discern more wisely. I don't know how to say that better because that's all that's coming through. Discern more wisely is all I keep saying. And then again, you're going to have like endless opportunities, communication coming in, but just idea after idea after idea, download after download after download about how to pursue your purpose more purposefully. Okay. But again, this clarity hasn't come in yet because there is a strong need to heal whatever this sort of what is this right word? It's like a unhealthy attachment to your guard is like the what they kind of keep showing me, and I don't really know. It's like yeah, this uh, how do I say defensiveness. It's very guarded, it's very triggered, it's very raw, whatever this is. And um it wants to say that you've removed yourself from all of the scenarios and situations that put you in harm's way. You've already removed yourself from these things, from these people, these places, and these situations that did put you in danger. So now we're going to have to learn how to regulate our nervous system and learn how to not work out of fight or flight mode. And that's what you're doing. Whatever this is that you're fulfilling or pursuing right now, which does feel like you could be trying to do something in the public eye, it's actually just working on your triggers and teaching you how to regulate your nervous system and learning a lot more so that you can effectively, efficiently, and lovingly follow whatever purpose you are actually here to do. Okay. I hope that makes sense for you. I am going to leave it at that because I feel like I'm talking in circles now, but it feels very powerful. You feel very powerful and like you have a huge purpose and calling here. But before we can do that, God will take us on a journey, a temple path, whatever you want to call this. The dark night of the soul is kind of the energy I'm getting. It feels very isolated. It feels like you're trying to refuse or resist total isolation or like something like that. But sometimes our greatest work is done in isolation and then we can evolve or come out, or like I'm getting like the phoenix rising from the ashes, or we can kind of awaken out of that trance or that fertilization period, by the way. What is that called? Germination period. Into this beautiful blooming flower, okay, which is what you're getting closer to. But there is like this it's like a release of the need to kind of stay attached to people, places, and things. By the way, I think you've let go a lot of people, places, and things that were not serving you or what were actually unhealthy for you. But I feel like you're still holding on to this need that you think things need to be done with a partner or with some sort of validation from external sources is the energy that I'm getting here. So that's one of the unhealthy attachments. And then your other unhealthy attachment they're saying is just to you feeling the need to kind of be in fight or flight mode, or those triggers that it's like a nervous system regulation situation or issue. So you can also Google ways to help learn how to regulate your nervous system. Whatever you're doing is innately, it's happening whether you know it or not. But the decisions you make to have a better life, the bad habits or bad you know connections you let go of, all the time you every time you make a choice that's for the betterment of your life, you're helping your nervous system to regulate innately, because you're teaching yourself to trust yourself again. Okay, I hope this makes sense for you, and I'm going to let it go there. I love you so much, and whatever is coming feels very beautiful, very powerful, but it's about not looking towards that ending or outcome. First of all, whatever you're doing right now isn't even the thing that you're going to be very successful in, and you'll know what that is when you're ready, because then the divine will show it to you. You'll be able to see it more clearly. But again, just healing up whatever this is and really letting go of the need to protect yourself. Um, feel I'm getting like, let me give you an example of what they're saying here. When I showed you or when they showed me like the man on his knees naked with his chest in the air and his arms wide open screaming, and there was like a lightning bolt to the chest, by the way. Um, and it's something about, like, by the way, the heart chakra being like blasted open here. But the idea that something, it's like the way it hurts right now for you to feel like something isn't successful is because you have an unhealthy attachment to other people's opinions of you. So they're saying like that's one of the main reasons. I'm sorry that this message took so long to get here, because it was like this is what they've been trying to say the whole time, is this unhealthy attachment to external validation or other people's opinions of you is what they're breaking down so that you can be really successful in whatever it is. It does feel very public eye, could be even fame here, but it's like you have no idea what kind of rejection this is going to entail. Like the kind of hate you're going to receive when you're actually successful and whatever this is you couldn't handle right now. You could barely handle somebody giving you a stink eye, and then you're going to have people like threatening your life and shit here when you get to your true purpose. And they're just making sure that your vessel is prepared for that type of, again, you're going to have people that absolutely revere you as well. And by the way, these people may become extremely obsessed with you. So that's another thing. You're getting prepared for all of that. What comes with being a very prominent public figure is a lot more than the cute, oh, people adore you that people see. This comes with a lot of different, again, the people that adore you can be dangerous, and the people that hate you can certainly be dangerous. So, by the way, they're saying you are heavily protected because you have this purpose, but the one thing that they can't protect you from is yourself. So, you're on a journey to learn how to discern and to kind of clear up all of your triggers and things like that so that you are safe with yourself in the success that is coming. Okay, that sounds beautiful. I love you so much. And I will, if you have made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button, and I will see you guys very soon. Mwah.